Oh man. Whew. Is everyone ready already? Hello? The disembodied voice from beyond calls out to you and says, "Hello. How are you? How is your day? solution. Okay. That's enough of that. Hello, and welcome to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion, and today is Wednesday. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I am, of course, keeping myself busy, as per usual. I'm moving some screens around. Since I have been spending more time at my standing desk again, because I am trying to get back into that habit. Recently I started just being over there, sitting on the couch, and not utilizing my standing desk during my workday. So I'm getting back to it. And that's where we are. So hello to TBD. How are you? How are you? I also moved my camera around, and I think I need to go this way a little bit so that I'm centered. Okay, there we go. So let's go to here. This is my desktop. This is a very bright screen. Holy cow. Why are all the screens so bright? Let's make it a not bright screen. Let's pause you. Abadus. 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 Deuces. I mean, hi. When last we spoke, I have a taskbar that I changed the settings for because I needed the screen space, but I'm gonna change it back real quick to not automatically hide. That way it looks better on the stream so that the screen goes all the way down to the bottom. All better. So when last we spoke, we were working on applying the style, community day. Apparently I want it to be community day every day. We were working on applying the styles that we got from the designer, which was us a few weeks ago. And we are applying these styles to the landing page of the stream project, which apparently the stream project is not currently running. Is it even open? Sources say 9. So let's get it open. If you're interested in what the stream project is, or want to contribute to it or anything like that, you can feel free to hang out in the Discord. You can feel free to check out the GitHub link that is now in chat that talks about what the project is and has the source code. It is open source. It is open for anyone to contribute to if you feel like it. Absolutely no requirements. We're just going to keep working through it. We've made a bunch of progress on it. It's completely, I don't want to say completely implemented because there are things that I want in it that aren't there. But we did the majority of the functionality implementation and did a fast pass on the UI. So now we are just building up the UI more and more and more, and itchy chest. So let's see the define man WASM. As soon as we're done with this, applying the styles to the landing page, we will update the .NET version to .NET 8. And hopefully that won't be as difficult a process as updating to other versions of .NET from like .NET Framework to .NET Core, for example. I'm scooting myself over a little bit. There we go. Okay. Plenty of space. Boosh. All right. Where are we? So fun stream today, an Irish John stream. It's his birthday, so he streamed early. He was trying to stream with Nerduino, but Nerduino got sick. So sad. Irish John Games. I'm sure the majority of you know him and his game Rise of Piracy by now, so I won't go too much into that, but he is an amazing game developer. I love hanging out on his streams because he's kind of chaotic but fun. So much fun. And by chaotic, I mean it seems random at times, the directions that he goes, but it's so intentional. And I love that. It's really cool. It's like, I don't see where he's going with whatever it is he's talking about or doing. And then everything resolves and it's like, what? That all was parts of the same thing and it all made sense. So anyway, good times. And then his ability to just come up with a whole bunch of random and crazy stuff on the spot. One of my favoriteest things ever. Like, he has this redeem called Topic Expert. You type in something and he'll just make up whatever he wants about the topic as if he was an expert in that topic. And it's oftentimes very, very entertaining. But that's all secondary to his software development, game development skills. All right, let's get this app launched. Hopefully in this browser. This browser is the active browser. Please run in this browser. Pretty please. On a guy. Provided it's currently, buildable, compilable. Snow on the last day of July? How quaint. Was that my... Yes, it was. This one seems like it's been going forever. But this was something like Boston in February? Brooklyn in February of this year. Would be nice though. Just saying. Okay, we were able to get the majority of the page to fit width-wise. Pictures are still a little big for my taste. We're gonna figure out how to make it look better, how to make it look more like the design that the designer came up with. The other thing that I found recently... How do we get back home? Probably the home button. The other thing that I found recently was... Huh? Huh? Oh, probably in all projects. Is it possible that it's just not in a group or something? Wait, what? That's very... Oh! Oh. I wonder, can I add an account to this? Of course you are. Jerk. Great. The time that I want it to open in my other browser, it opens in Better Kitty browser. Why are you so dishelpful? Add an account. Oh, right. First, activate this browser, then add an account. There we go. And that one should be my Gmail. Why didn't that actually... Come on. Oh. The things we do. Okay. So these are all of my the designer's personal boards from their free personal board. And on that board was oh, this was cool. This is a Bob Ross Figma. On that board. Where is this thing? What am I looking at? Excuse me, where are you from? You are from the Automated Realms One Lion. What? Here. Can I open you in this browser? And can I open you from here in desktop? Yes, I can. Go web. It's called Untitled, but the thing that it has are a bunch of versions of the logo, which I thought was going to be more helpful because I thought that I saw the text and we were needing the text as part of it. I have this though, as far as the sizing and font face. Is it because I don't have I don't have those fonts on this machine? Okay, you should be Gil Sans. Nova Semi-Bold. Yeah. I don't have it on this machine is what the issue is. But on this machine. I don't even have Gil on here at all. Whatever. Okay, I thought this was going to be more helpful than it. We'll get back to that. For now, we'll just keep going. We want our page to eventually look like this. I guess these are relatively big compared to the height and stuff. We just got to get all of the font sizes correct now. So let's keep going on. This left, what is it that is still causing you to grow horizontally? Yeah, it's got to be the picture in the hero section. So let's muck around a bit. Visual Studio, please. Arigato momichi. I really apologize for clicking around so much. I didn't get everything set up. Hello, Captain. It was a pleasure seeing you over on Irish John's stream. I hope you're doing well. Sounds like you had a interesting and busy start of your week, I guess. Did the thing happen today? And if so, can you remind us all what it was? You're still in the middle of the production issue. I mean, I can recount it myself if you don't feel like typing it. Just let me know. But I prefer hearing it straight from you. Styles. Styles? Styles hero. Hero. Why exactly are you a class? You should be an ID. I think he's typing it. Okay, so I'm not liking this setup. We're sizing the two columns. Are you going to apply? All right, here it is. Oh, unless he has more to type, but I'll start reading. I'll read slow. He typed, Captain Comer said, we had a production deployment scheduled for Saturday, and you never answered Irish John Games about working on Saturdays. So you guys deploy on Saturdays? But the new servers were just getting. Boss Man hit the deploy button. It had connection strings to the current production SQL box. So it got all the updates. So we had to do a forced deployment test and all the shenanigans that went with it. That's crazy. I mean, there's so many moving parts. It's really hard to fault any one person for that, for something like that, but man. That does not sound like an easy thing. You need to just give me more space. I'm sorry if you can't read this. I needed more space, so I made the font a little bit smaller. And we could probably do a smaller UI. Yeah, that should give me enough space. If you are interested in seeing the code, let me know. I don't know how often it is that people are actually reading the code while developers are streaming. Unless, you know, the developer is struggling with something and people are like, you forgot a semicolon. Okay, why? Yeah, like in this scenario, why is this not actually applying correctly? So what is my current width? Over 900. It's over 900. Wait, that's not hard. And so I'm telling the second column that I want it to be 50 VW minus 6 rems, so 3 rems on each side.
It's over 9,000.
Thank you. Exactly. Oh, I wonder if that would work. So instead of having a stream deck where I can push buttons to make sound alerts, I recently acquired from a good friend of the stream a Machine Micro, which is a pad. What are they called? I don't even know what these are called. An instrument pad. A micro machine. No, not micro machines. Machine Micro. Mark II, guys, not Mark III. The Mark IIs are pretty old. So, yeah, it looks like this. Yeah. And so I have it hooked up in Everfen and use it to make music and stuff. And so I've been wanting to spend a lot more time with it. I've only messed with it for about, I'd say, an hour total now. And it's been a blast so far. I still don't know how exactly the workflow would go for adding loops and drums and actually doing music on it for Fruity Loops. So my workflow is currently to use the piano roll and Fruity Loops to pretty much write out the MIDI sequence for all of the parts that I'm writing out. But if you think about a drum in just about any song, it's pretty consistent. You have 4-bar phrases and some kind of fill. And so it should be really easy to do on this. But as I was starting to put things together, I'm like, everything that I do on the machine is controlling the machine's software. And all of the sequencing happens in the software and it loops on itself while the song is playing, but you can't really take that loop easily and put it into Fruity Loops. So I don't know. I still need to learn that part. I'd rather have the sequence output directly to the piano roll is what it's called. It's an interesting name for it. But the piano roll in Fruity Loops. One button for boots and one button for pants. Boots and pants and boots and pants. Wait, you need the and. Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and. Hello, DVD. Welcome back from your meeting. Hope it went well. Okay, third button for and. But yeah, it's really fun. It's cool. So, wait. Did that move over more? Is that what happened? I think that's what happened. So if I put you back at 3, apply, you flippin' CSS. No, it didn't adjust it at all. At all. I should just do this in the browser so I could see it happen. Thank you so much for the follow. Ooh, 8 bits per play. That's such a cool name. That's such a cool name. One thing that you might hear me using a lot in any music that I might end up playing on stream are bit crushed. The usage of bit crushing, because I love chip tunes and that kind of music. But I'm also into cinematic scoring, and I'm also into just a whole bunch of stuff, indie, synthwave. But anyway, 8 bits per play is here and said, I saw Blazor and I jumped in. Glad to see more Blazor devs out there. Yeah, I've been doing Blazor since just about the very beginning. I started picking it up as soon as I saw that Blazor was going to be a thing. And then I wanted to convert all of my apps that I managed to Blazor, but I was in the middle of finishing up a conversion from JSP to the framework. I was using framework. MVC. Oh my gosh, it's so hard for me to talk today. So I went from JSP to .NET Framework 4.7 at the time, and then I upgraded it to 4.8. MVC project to Blazor after that. And oh man, it's been so much fun. And thank you so much for the follow too, Enzir. Hello back to you. 8-Bit says, hello everyone, hope you are doing good. Hope you are doing well as well. I also saw the bio with Maui. Not sure if you tried .NET 9 Maui yet. I haven't. But man, did it feel rough. Wait. But man, did it feel rough stability-wise compared to .NET 8. Really? Interesting. That's not going to be fun. So I probably won't touch that until GA then. I don't have any existing projects. Well, yes, I do. Let's start with this. Quick background on who I am and what I do for anyone that's new here. As you can tell, I'm a .NET Blazor developer for the most part, but a .NET developer. And I used to work for this place called the Rocky Mountain Arsenal. It's located in Denver, Colorado. They had an environmental issue that they needed to have cleaned up. So they needed some logging and applications to do that. So another team before me set all that up back in 2004. It feels like they started setting it up in 1980, 1990. But the applications that I had to convert were JSP applications. There were a million billion of them. By the way, I work for them again. That's what you see me going here. There were a bunch of applications that were all JSP applications, and they needed them to be Microsoft. So when I got hired for the position, they asked me to convert all of the applications from JSP, which is Java Servlet Pages. If you aren't aware of that, it's Java's way of doing web development, to a Microsoft product. I got to choose whatever technology I wanted to choose as long as it was Microsoft and deployable on our local IIS servers. And so I did. I converted them to MVC and got all of the logic over, got all of the UI. While I was there, I had a junior developer that was brand new to dev. He was working IT for them. And then all of the other developers, there were 4 developers, they left right before I got there. Like the majority of the developers left a few months, maybe a year before I got there, but the very last developer, the lead developer, quit pretty much on the day that I arrived. So that was not very fun. I had no documentation, well, very minimal documentation, needed to figure out how everything was structured myself, and just learn the apps as quickly as possible because they needed it converted as fast as possible. And the previous development team quoted them about 4 years to get the conversion done per application, and there are like 7 applications. So when I looked at it, I was like, I don't know. The way that they have the Java code structured is kind of like having controllers. So I could take all of they were actually called controllers. Like if I go into RMA Water, for example, is this a good one to go into? And we look at the original code. This one. Apparently I don't have the original code for that one. Show me. Oh, I know where it is. It's called WebSphere conversion, because it used to be hosted in WebSphere. That's hard to say. WebSphere. Here's RMA Water. And if we drill down, Water Bird, Ajax. So all of these kind of have that yeah, I guess well info controller. They have a controller feel where they have a get method and a post method. I think there is an update, but maybe they just did everything using get and post. So these translated pretty well over to MVC. So it made sense to turn these applications into MVC. I got to reuse a lot of the same UI, so I didn't need to worry about that part until until we had to do the desktop apps, which were in VB6. And then I had to convert those to something.net, so I chose VB.net web WinForms. And then eventually from there I went to Blazor. Gosh, words. VB3? Sex. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to catch up on chat after I finish the last part of my story. So I was working there. I was streaming while I was working there, and found a lot of you that are currently here, all of you amazing people, and we got to do a whole bunch of Blazor development. We learned Blazor together. We converted our MVC apps to Blazor, our VB.net WinForms apps to Blazor on stream. That was a lot of fun. And then things got not very good at that workplace. At the time I was working for a consulting company, and they were pretty much paying all of their people as little as possible so that they can make as much money off of the contract as possible, which was really annoying. And then we got a supervisor that was just not considerate at all. And he got me to the point where I didn't want to be there anymore. So I left that position, went to another consulting firm, worked for them for a while, but the Rocky Mountain Arsenal people were like, we still need help with the apps. We didn't pick anyone else up. We would love it if you could help us with the apps. We'll contract you directly. And at the time, there was this big fiasco with, I'm working for a consulting agency. There's this non-compete clause. We need to make sure that I'm not violating anything. So I went through all of the proper channels to make sure that I could still have a contract with them. And then after some time, that contract became a little bit more permanent. So now I'm working on that full time. So I'm back at the Arsenal working directly for the main prime contractor, maintaining these applications. So I will get back to streaming my work product soon. But during that interim time when I wasn't able to stream the work product, I switched over to streaming this stream project. And we've been having fun with that. I think it has to do with this left side. Okay, so that's where we're at. That's what we're working on. A stream project called the Financial Management Tracker. Aha. That's what it is. Okay, I found that. So that's the end of it. I'm going to catch up in chat now. Oh yeah, and then I just haven't had a chance to use Maui in any of the apps yet, but there is one application called vegetation monitoring that I want to turn into, or use a Maui app to turn it into a mobile app as well, so that they can there are people that actually go out into the field with these Trimble Nomad devices. They're ancient and so they have to export a whole bunch of data from the web application, import it into this Trimble Nomad, go out to the field, take pictures, do their measurements and calculations on the Trimble, come back with that data, export it from the Trimble, import it back into the app. And it's like, why not just use the app directly? And so if you think about a wildlife refuge, which is what it's become now, which is a whole bunch of square footage of acres, people going out into the middle of nowhere with the potential to lose network service, they need something that's going to be reliable, that has offline capability, so that while they're logging, if they lose network access and it doesn't update into the database directly, they still have a way to store the information, come back, and when they get network access, upload it. So I will be doing that most likely on stream when we get to that point. That'll be fun. They most likely want to use iOS devices, and I don't have an iOS device, so it'll be my first time trying to deploy to iOS. That'll be a lot of fun. All right. 8-Bit says, I wouldn't either. For 3 months, templates didn't even appear in Visual Studio. For 3 months? It's more than... oh, the Maui templates. Yeah. Confidence boost much, says TBD. 8-Bit says, I went from partial.NET app and Unity game dev to now pure game dev for commercial stuff. Awesome. What kind of games do you work on? Do you have links, etc., etc.? You're welcome to self-promote as much as you want. Do you stream? Because that would be cool too. I love watching game dev streamers, especially Unity dev. I can just imagine how much the initial start of those projects could be. Currently, anytime I need to do UI apps, I use either Maui or Unity app development. And yes, Unity actually has a nice tool set for creating actual apps. I am interested in that. One of the other things that I really want to get into is augmented reality development or spatial computing in general, and specifically productivity applications for AR. I I'm torn with it because I don't think our technology is where it should be, where I want it to be, and I don't think it's going in the direction that I want it to go. But I do know that the overall concept of application spatial computing is gonna be relatively stable. We're gonna have holograms that we interact with in general. The very basics. And I also don't think that the development process for creating these immersive applications or augmented reality applications is going to change that much. So I think the software side is pretty safe to start learning and developing on. I just haven't actually done it yet. TBD says, my first job in the US, the guy that interviewed me and was responsible for hiring me gave his notice the day I started. So day one was hello, good luck, hope you're ready to learn. At least you got to meet him. The dude that quit, the lead developer, is the one that interviewed me, and at least the supervisor was still there. And she was awesome. But he interviewed me, and then I was expecting to meet him the day that I went to my first day on the job, and he was gone. And I had nothing. I had Jeremiah. Jeremiah was great. Very knowledgeable. Again, brand new to software development, but still really, really knowledgeable, problem solver, critical thinker. Captain Commerce says they obviously weren't using Excel 97 as their database. That helps speed up the deployment process. Absolutely. 8-Bit says, is that what happened with your database? Kidding. Sorry. 8-Bit says, I think the naming convention controllers started to get more popular out of C-suites when Angular started popping off early. Oh my God. I had used it in college when I wrote my senior project, which I did in JSP using an Oracle backend. Not fun. But yes, I used the controller suffix essentially, and this was like 2009, 2008, 2009. 8-Bit says to TBD. Wait, TBD said something about 3,800. Oh, my eyes, 3,800 lines. Don't worry, my code is longer. Your eyes will be better soon. But 8-Bits responded to that saying, guessing you haven't seen the beholder got the glory of WASM with pure assembly behind it. The lines burn all eyes. Jeez, I can't read either today. TBD says, compiled code doesn't count. 3,800 lines of handwritten stuff is tough. Oh, I write my assembly handwritten. No, that's what 8-Bits did mean. I was meaning the code line before it got compiled. I've seen nightmares of early WASM and Vulkan code. Yeah, Vulkan. Yes, and if you haven't already, subscribe to TBD Gamer. Or follow TBD Gamer? What platform is this? You can subscribe to Terry BD on YouTube or TBD Gamer on Twitch. Follow him and catch his streams. He streams Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, 5 a.m. Mountain Time, which is UTC -4 currently. So, yeah. He's a .NET developer as well. 8-Bit says, fun fact, at one point, to write your own graphics plugin with Vulkan on Linux to draw a triangle was over 1,000 lines. I did OpenGL as one of my courses because I thought I was going to get into graphics design at university. I know what you meant. All hail ADHD. I think that's just people in general. Like, your brain told your hands to write the right way. Ha, that was fun to say. But for some reason, your hands were like, no, I want to write right. Okay. I'll stop with that. TBD says, I keep thinking of Tribble. What is Tribble when you say that word? Oh, you said a word today. It looks like Fizzgig. Fizzgig. I know Fizzgig. I don't know Tribble. Deflux is here. But you said a word today, TBD, that I could have sworn was and has always been pronounced detritus. And when I looked it up after you said detritus, well, I said it the American way, you said it the British way. After you said detritus, I was like, that isn't how you pronounce that word. It's pronounced detritus. And then after looking it up, there is no reference on the internet anywhere that says that word was ever pronounced detritus. It's so wrong. But anyway, Tribble. I'm imagining people going out into the field with giant hamsters in their hands. So it was obviously from an episode of Star Trek, but I hadn't seen that one. Sounds like they use it to go take measurements. Oh, but Trimble. That's funny. That's why. Trimble Nomad. Oh, look at this beautiful thing. Windows SE or whatever it's called. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so good. Such a good little device. $1,089 currently? I hope that's not a current price. I don't think this thing is worth that much currently. That's insane. 8-Bit says, I actually just started streaming again for the first time in 5 years, but restarted yesterday, so I am following you right now. Did I already give you an actual shout out? I love your name though. Such a cool name. So it was a rougher one with me getting back into the swing of keeping up with chat. Yeah, as you can tell, I am stumbling all over my words today, and I'm even jumping around in chat. I don't mean to. You, sir, have my full respect. I suck at networking when doing certain back-end stuff. I will stick with graphics, physics, UI, and you have my respect because UI is my weakest area in software development. And so I was trying to spend some time practicing UI development or UI design on stream with this project. So yeah. Anyway, Deflix came in and said, you need that license to deploy. And Napalm is here. Hello, Napalm. Napalm said, hey, it's been a while since I have asked. Hey, guess what I'm doing today? Unit test. So the joke is, I don't know if it's even a joke at this point, it's just sad, that Napalm came into the stream like every day for 2 or 3 weeks straight saying, guess what I'm working on today? Unit tests. Oh, good grief. Yes, and welcome back to streaming. Absolutely, I will catch your stream whenever I see you go live. I'm usually only actively watching streams. I'm rarely talking on streams, but actively watching streams from about 4:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Mountain Time, so UTC -6. So if you stream during that time, I'll most likely be able to catch you. TBD said to 8-bits. Oh, wait. 8-bit said, thank you. Honestly, the biggest reason to not stream was I lost confidence in myself. Aw. So this comment really does mean a lot. Yeah. I love watching game developers do their thing. I have so much respect for it. Stop it. I'm gonna put this on the floor. I told myself I was gonna mute my phone. It's still going. I was gonna mute my phone at least while I stream, but I don't know. There are some times that I actually do get texts from people that I need to respond to. But what's happening right now is I'm getting a call from a spammer, and they're calling over and over, and this happens for like 5 minutes until they finally stop. It's so annoying. Kind of feel like TBD with his dogs that were chewing everything today. I felt so bad for you, TBD. I was like, they can just calm down while you stream for a little bit. They can chew on stuff later. But yeah, one of the things that I love doing, one of the things that I started streaming for, is to encourage people to do what they do. Help people feel more welcome as opposed to just judged all the time. Because in the software development community, everyone is saying you're doing that wrong. Here's a better way to do it, blah, 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 blah. As opposed to, well, that's a cool way of doing it. And just encouraging each other and saying good things about each other. And yeah, so I also did not have the best backstory, I guess, where I failed a lot before I finally felt comfortable doing software development. I mean, it almost literally took me 7 years. Ooh, 7 years to learn even basic C, C++, Java, and get the concept of object-oriented programming. And that was 7 years of college, and it took me 9 years to graduate before I finally... Ugh. Anyway, moving on. So I just want to encourage people. I'll be like, hey, you can do it. I know you can. TVD said, we all get there. Some days are harder than others, but keep on plugging away. And then TBD said to Napalm, fun. Napalm said to TBD, never, just never. Let's refactor so we can refactor our tests too. I'd do a full face palm, but I got glasses on. And thank you, Dukasoft, for being the best non-bot bot ever. Followed him, glad to support and follow more devs. Yes, awesome. I used to develop field service software on things that look like that. Oh yeah, awesome. Did you work on like embedded systems kind of stuff, or like actual ARM? I don't even know what it would be. This is your weakest area? Yes, absolutely is. I dread UI a lot. I don't think it looks any amount of professional. I don't think this wouldn't pass in the professional world. So I want to practice and do better. And this is better than anything that I've created before, but I still don't like it. There's still a lot wrong with it in my eyes. Well, just warning, first few streams won't be the best quality as I try to adjust setup and stuff. No worries at all. No worries at all. You will not be judged negatively or harshly by me. TBD says, I've been doing it for 5 years. Every stream is a new challenge. Oh, switch the mic off? Oh, there's no camera? Whoops. Little blighters. Agreed. I did set this up today, and thank you to Finite, who is now offline. He was online last time I looked over, but I set this up. What? Anyway, cool stuff. Fun times. I don't have very much on my stream at all. Now that I say that, someone is going to try using this and it's probably not working, so I need to refresh that. Okay. I don't have very much on my stream at all. I have a few commands and an archery game that's just thrown together. Yeah. Hey, you're actually... Dang. Good luck with that target. Luck? Who needs luck? Good grief. Dang. Oh geez. So 8-Bit said, yeah, microphone was the biggest challenge. I was setting up audio filters for desktop and mic to make audio levels understandable and clear. One of the biggest things. The biggest hurdle that I... Dang, man. Nice. I'll check out your score in a second. But one of my biggest hurdles was splitting out the audio, because there was a time when I was using music that just kept getting copyright strikes all over the place. So I needed to make sure that the music was split out from the stream recording itself, from the VOD. And then I wanted sound alerts, so I needed to get sound alerts set up. And then there was this difference between sound alerts and general alerts. And so I have those set up, and then a different audio source for, I want to hear my desktop sounds, but I don't want the stream to hear the desktop sounds. So now that's split out even to where I'm the only one that can hear the desktop sounds, and you guys hear whatever I play through desktop audio too. And oh my goodness. Oh, and then I went back to having the music on the VOD now, because it's all royalty-free music using Slipstream. You can see the title stuff over there. Anyway, yes, it's a pain setting up, especially if you want to try to get interactivity, and I've only got like this much. So in the current environment, we really need to help junior devs. Absolutely. Too many junior devs are not given proper chance. Absolutely. Between stupid required experience for job post and HR controlling interviews instead of the actual tech leads. And when the tech people do the interviews, they're asking questions like, do you know DSAs? When that has nothing to do with, can you actually do problem solving? And will you work in our team? Anyway. Napalm says, dude, I was terrible at this stuff when I started around high school time frame. Yeah, but that's the thing. A lot of people, when I was in university, a lot of people had already had 6 years of experience doing software development. I was brand new to it, and I felt so dumb. And everything was hard for me to grasp, and it was rough. And then I just made a whole bunch of really, really, really bad mistakes my freshman year, and up to 3 years after that. TBD says, I think we need to accept that learning doesn't stop. We don't and can't know it all. True. Yes. If we embrace that and are happy to teach others, I like this part, what they don't know and learn what we don't know, we can get along better. I like that part. Mojo. Hi, Mojo. Somebody come save me from work. I can't save you from it, but I can distract you from it by reading a lot of chat. Yeah. TBD says, I did Microsoft Compact Framework. Yeah, Microsoft Compact, that's the name of it. Framework 1/2, probably 1.2. Or is it actually 1/2? One half. Dev on Windows handhelds. It'd be interesting if it's called Microsoft Compact Framework 1/2. Dolphin robust handhelds were my first. Are we talking about firsts now? Let me tell you my first. My first was Commodore 64. Oh man, I remember. Back in 1986, I want to say. TBD says to Mojo, or actually, Captain Commerce first said same. And then TBD said to Mojo, I'll swap. You come do this all hands meeting I'm about to go to. And I'll refactor that 12,000 line file. Napalm says to Mojo, me first, someone else do these tasks. Captain Commerce says matrix overlay. Nice. It's finite singularities OBS plugin thing. He has a ton of them. I can apply different filters to it while we just hang out and chat. Filters, let's change it to... So the background is going to be weird on this, but let's say that we were using the CRT. Yes. Now I'm on a CRT. On a TV CRT. A little bit half off the screen, but it's there. Did you know that CRTs came in 9x16? 16 by 9, whatever. We got retro codec. What is retro? Oh, yeah, just retro codec. VHS is probably one of the fun ones with the bands and the jitter and dust and tape wrinkle. More. Good stuff. It's a lot of fun stuff that he put in this thing. And this is one OBS plugin. Whoa. Bloom and blowout. I really need a way to have a version of the... Whoa. To have a way for the camera to do my actual background when I want it to, and then cut everything out when I don't want it to. Horrible. Anyway, cool stuff. Good stuff. If you want the link for this, I can probably give it to you. I have no idea where I put it though. Okay, so far behind. I will catch up though. Napalm said, or Mojo said to Napalm, what time is it? Really? No, we're gonna snooze that one. But only 5 minutes? You can only snooze for 5 minutes? All right, we'll let the ad play. Oh, I need to turn this on. All right, and then here, TBD did his shooting. Yay, advert. Bullseye, and it only gave him a score of 78. We'll wait a little bit. Yes, I will. University, what is that? You mean Ukni? I mean college. The College of Engineering here in the United States of America. In the state of Kansas. In fact, it was Kansas State University. How is my American accent? Oh, it sounded just like my normal accent. Good job. Mojo said to TBD, fun fact, I just got off a call discussing moving the 12K line file into an API service. We're adding a database too. Now we have to add events. So you're still not refactoring the 12,000 line file and splitting it up. You're just adding more to it. You're making it more complicated before simplifying it. All right, ads are over. Gotta love it. Mojo says, and notifications. Then Captain comes. What is Ukni? Ukni sounds familiar, but I have no idea what it actually is. Like, is that how it used to be? Or is it? I don't know. Teach me things. Started with 1 and eventually 2. Yes. TVD was commenting on the Commodore 64. I need that for my stream. Yeah, it's okay. I'll find you the link for it. Stream and video. Mass transit? Is that him? No. Try again. Stream and video. Semantic kernel. Oh, wow. Stream. Heat map. I don't know what it's called. It's called Retro Effects. History. Retro. It wasn't in this browser. History. Retro wave playlist. All right, here it is. Finite singularity. Here is the X post for it. And the link is in the X post. Here. It was a very, very fun time when he was putting this post together. Okay. Napalm says, well, or no, that's the trick. I am mentoring when I delegate to someone else. Got it. Yes, absolutely. HR, here I come. Okay, time for a meeting. Hopefully I'll be back. All right, TBD, enjoy. Attention issues. I got no. Lurk. Baby lurk. Do. Then we had an ad break is over. I'll be lurking in chat, but I got to get some repo set up. Got to do some stuff for setting up the public GitHub profile. Awesome. Enjoy your time. Captain Commerce is also lurking. Client is now reporting financial calculation issues. Excuse me. Take care, everybody. Cheers. Think. Yukni is uni. I still don't get it. But that's fine. I was joking. Don't use face cam stuff. Oh, yeah, right. You can still use it on your stream though. It doesn't have to be on the camera. It could be, like, let's say that I applied it to the display window. Add retro effects. Posterize. Yeah, the easiest one to show off is the VHS. But if you put the VHS on top of the CRT, it works perfectly. And then let's give it some more tape wrinkles. Yeah, it's so good. It is just so good. So yeah, you can put it on anything you want. Doesn't have to be your camera. Yeah, a Matrix drone flight. Not that you can see much with this. I would have to know how exactly to configure this. Maybe a little bit bigger. And a little bit faster. Too fast. But anyway, you get the gist. You can do a lot with it. Yeah. See, giving Dukasoft some ideas. Thank you so much, Finite, for that. Again, Finite, amazing OBS plugin developer. Finite Singularity. If you haven't seen him before, definitely check him out. He does really cool stuff. He has a bunch of plugins available. Got my first drone certificate done yesterday. So does that mean that you're going to be able to fly higher? What does getting a drone certificate mean? There are a bunch of people that will understand you, but I'm not one of them. So it's not like you're being confusing or anything. I'm just ignorant as far as drones are concerned. Okay. While we're learning about drone certificates, I am going to get back here. And we're going to figure out what was going on with this. Like, we still have something that's giving us a horizontal scroll bar. The thing that we want is our hero section to have the same padding as everything else. You know what's fun? Manually typing JSON. So I do that sometimes. This is obviously not me manually typing it, but this is the site that I use. Well, I guess I didn't need to bring that over. Nerd Herder showed me this site, I don't know, 2 years ago, and I can't live without it. It's such a good site. If you ever have some JSON that you get, like let's say that we were on the posits page. There's nothing at this address. Well, I don't know what the pages are. Transfers. I don't know what the pages are, and I don't have any links set up at the moment. But let's say that we got some HTTP request that we needed to inspect the JSON. You get a response, copy the JSON, shove it in here, push this button, and it gives it to you in a table format. It's really nice. Really good way of inspecting JSON. Without cert, you have to stay under 250 grams. Wait, under 250 grams. As far as the weight of your drone, like you can't fly a drone heavier than 250 grams? Or did you mean 250? It is the weight. I thought you were talking about height. I never copy pasta JSON. It's only 4 letters. Oh, Napalm. You get dad joke of the day. And the award goes to... Oh wait, I do have oh no, I don't. That was the placeholder. Okay. Anyway, what is giving us this extra padding is still the header. What? Because the min width is 480 and the page size is, oh my gosh. Page size is this, and we're not going to hit our mobile page break until here. So I need to get this to look right at this size. So min width is actually going to be 760 divided by 2, 390. Minus our padding. minus the gap. Gee. Oh, good grief. Okay. But why are you still letting it get wider than it should? Width is 100%. All right. We turn off with 100% and we still have a horizontal scroll somewhere. Goodness griefus. Get rid of this. Yeah. So the horizontal scroll is still coming from where? Definitely not. Possibly footer. Oh dear. Thank you, Dixoft. That makes sense though, Napalm. You're absolutely. You didn't need to justify why you did what you did at all. I was just saying that the JSON grid tool is one that I love using. Not a judgment on you at all. Do your workflow. Okay, we are really, really close though. I am thinking it is this picture. I might be regretting it now. Which one of you guys? You. Yeah, let's make the width of these pictures something like 520 for now. Random, I know, but it does get the picture small enough. Then let's style the font sizes on these and make sure that this is display flex column. So that is in the card body specifically. I don't know why this isn't surrounded by card body, because this is for card text and card footer. So I need card text. Yeah, I need card body. And then the card text inside of the card body is going to be display flex, which it probably already is. So before I commit that, let's make sure that we're not doing something that's already applied. And it is applied, so we're going to leave it at that. But we need to change it to flex direction column. And then inside of the card bodies, we have two spans. We need to make sure that one of those spans is the header and the other span is the content. Do we want to make it an actual header? I don't think so. You know what I've been wanting to do? I wrote some pretty repeated code today. And I was trying to think of a way to split it up so that it's not repeated. Can I show it to you? Is this just too hard to read? I think it might be too hard to read if I try to show it. Maybe not. Take me to here. Okay, so I have a dynamic filter essentially. So when you are on the data grid page, you can click on the filter button next to a column title, and then you can choose one of the operators if it's a numeric field, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, blah, 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 blah. So this here is the logic for a field called meter reading. There's logic for a field called total gallons that's exactly the same as this, except that it's doing the filter on the entity framework link to entities query on that column only. And that's the only difference. So what I wanted to do was make a function that will take the selector x arrows x.meter reading and compare it to the value based off of the operator. So all of these go, like this entire switch statement, goes into a function, and I pass into it x arrows what I want to pass to it is the filter itself, which is an object, the filter criterion, and then have all of the logic for determining which operator to generate, but I also want to pass it which field. And I think the only way to do that is by having some kind of parameter binding function. And I do something similar to this in the report service, where I have a dynamic predicate. It's in the extensions. Yeah. Yeah, the only part that I'm struggling with for this one is figuring out how to tell it which field to compare to the value. And so I end up just duplicating this code 4 times, I think, for 4 numeric fields. Yeah. Mojo's like, I'm out. Stop talking about actual. So what I'm hoping to do is take this and ask Copilot to come up with a function that I can specify which column. And I've tried things like expression using function of t. So this is a generic object type, function of t comma val or bool. But I don't know how to do it. Because the issue is that currently this t is only this plant flow data object class. Oh, good grief, we were getting a lot of bots today. Or spam, or just things that SiriBot was like, you're not allowed. So I apologize to those of you that are getting banned, insta-banned. But that's SiriBot. And I subscribe to SiriBot, apparently. Not apparently, but I did. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. If anyone does have any thoughts on that, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to go back to doing more UI fun shenanigans. let's do it. We got these stacked column-wise. Did I apologize? I apologize for apologizing. Yes. So I needed to decide whether we were going to make these first elements inside of the card text a header element, because technically they are kind of like H2s. Apologize for apologizing about apologizing. President Hutcher said, in Hacky Sack, we throw it at you for saying sorry. I used to suck at Hacky Sack. I still do, but I was gonna say I used to play Hacky Sack, but I don't think you could call what I did playing Hacky Sack. I just stuck my foot out, hoped I kicked the little beanie, and Hacky Sack hippies are a violent breed. Oh. I wanted to be good at it. I played, I'm going to say this in the American term, so I apologize to anyone that this might offend. I played soccer in high school. So you would think that I would have gotten at least decent at Hacky Sack, but no. Apparently kicked that thing quite far. Yeah, I played defense, and the only thing we needed to do was get between the ball and the goal, and clear the ball. Yeah. Oversimplified, but you get my drift. Okay. I don't know why I clicked. Shouldn't have clicked. Gimme. So I think I'm just going to give this a class of title. And since they're all structured the same, I'm going to give this a class of content. So that should have adjusted all of them to have those. And once hot reload takes effect, I should be able to target them. Title will be font size H2. Exactly. See, sometimes Copilot does get it. And content is just going to be its own size. Gooch. We need a gap, which is where all the cool kids shop and stuff. Let's just do 1M. What does the design look like again? Global usings are great, by the way, says Napalm. Yes, and it's one of those things where it can get overused, though. Like, do you really need the using statement to be available on all pages for that one thing that's only used on that one file? I said pages, but you know what I mean. I lost like 50 lines of code. Yes, it was removing a using, but win. Yes, we'll go with that. Take any win you want. There is also just the whole, is the code still as maintainable? Because while you're developing, you have IntelliSense, you could hover over a thing and be like shared localization service, and it gives you the namespace. So we're good. But if you're in GitHub, if you're in something else that doesn't have a hover text, it might not make it easier, because most likely you would want to go to the top of the file, find what usings this thing might come from, like card, for example. I don't know where card comes from because that's in my underscore imports, because I have cards available to all of my UI. So underscore imports is like global usings, by the way, for Razor pages, accept. Contain to whatever folder they're in and any subfolders. Okay, we're going to look at the design to see if this is starting to match. It's vertically centered, which kind of sucks. Because if I vertically centered, I would almost need another wrapper. No, I would need to do something like align self-centered. Ha 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 ha, because I'm self-centered. No, we could do text align, no, vertical align, center, middle is what I said. No, can we do margin auto 0? No. Can we do display grid on card body and then align items center? Yes, we can do that. And it doesn't break the background or anything on it. Cool. Oh yeah, system diagnostics code analysis, because when you compile, that doesn't really go anywhere, right? It's one of those things that disappears from your release, I think. I could be wrong. But I definitely, if I don't have it in this one, shame on me, but I'm pretty sure that I have that one in... No, I don't actually. I don't even use global usings in this project. Never mind. But that is something that I use often. So like the allow null attribute, I use that a lot for any of my injects, because it's like, it's never going to be null. It's either going to have a value provided for it, or I didn't set it up for dependency injection, in which case you should throw an error so that I can go and set up the dependency injection for it. But it's never going to be null. And I like that syntax better. So for example, here, I'm sure I have an inject. Instead of having the syntax of default bang saying this will never be null, we're just going to tell it to default to its default implementation. I don't like that anymore. Someone showed me, I think it was Scod, that showed me allow null, and I'm like, I need this. I need to use this all the time. All right, enjoy, Napalm. Speaking of, while we're here, let's clean up some unused usings. Okay, we're getting close. We're really close. The picture still seems to be relatively large compared to the size of the card, so we need it to have a max width of 50%. Which is terrible. I don't like that at all. Using a max width of a variable of a percentage. Now I can't even find what CSS file we were in. This one. You can't even use min max here. Another shout out for Irish John Games, who will be going live in about an hour or maybe 2 hours. He said he might start an hour later since he did do that earlier stream. Gosh. I still don't know where this extra padding is coming from. And it's definitely on the page. It's not because of a relative or percent of width. It's got to be one of these elements. It's his birthday. He'll follow. Or else, says Dukasoft. It could also be these pictures here. Aha. Oh, nope. That's using the default padding. Dang it. Not that. I was going to say this is not based on default padding, but it is. So default max content width or content max width is the 100 VW, 100 of the viewport width, minus the default padding times 2 for each side. So where are you potentially adding extra width? Nowhere. Do you have a fixed width? We're gonna find this. We're gonna find it and destroy it. This needs to be default padding as well. Page footer. Boop, boop. Since we're all talking about the matrix, I really don't. Yeah, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Little by little, one thing at a time. Let's go down back to here. And I want to find out where the extra padding is coming from. Could be these cards or margin or whatever. As we looked at this element, we see the 2 rems all around, padding. Title. Do you have a left and right margin by chance? No. It has no padding left and right and no margins left and right. You're good. Ow. Is it the gap? It's potentially the gap. It's not. Dang it. It's not the grid template columns, allowing it to be bigger than it should. What else? What am I missing? Like I don't follow. Clocks. Party PLZ. Wait, why does the footer have any height at all? Okay. I said height. I meant width. You know what I meant. Don't at me. Okay, I need to step away for a half second. I'll be right back. Biological Pomodoro timers, am I right? Anyway. Good job, Dukasoft. Are you planning on making your own set of UI components for reusable libraries? So Dukasoft answered for me. Thank you so much. If you go over to my GitHub, you can see the Blazor component library. And you'll find all of the components that I currently, well, they've been updated. But these are all of the components that I've made while I was learning Blazor and moving those apps that I told you about earlier over to Blazor. And so a lot of them are still in the state of when I left the Rocky Mountain Arsenal the first time before coming back to it. But I have since updated the majority of these components in the actual work repository, but I haven't updated them here. So yeah, short answer is yes. Oh, no worries. It's a mess. It's a mess. You can kind of see some of them. Like the intent was for me to take this entire repo and show samples of all of it, you know, like the way that CSS frameworks do or other Blazor component libraries do on their site, where they have the list of components on the left with examples of them and how to use them. But the only one that I ended up putting on here really was the drag and drop, because that's the one that was the most fun and the hardest to put together. And I use it in an application called the Digital Document Management Service, DDMS. I plan to be a cheap person and write a README with Markdown and HTML to make a custom GitHub profile to show links to the most popular repos and stuff. Mine won't be on there, right? Want to drag and drop? One line has just the right component for you. Yay for puns! I actually did call it drag and drop in the first static pages one. D and D. No, it's in the actual code itself. Oh yeah, right here. Okay. But yeah, so this application has an advanced search functionality where if you don't know the syntax, so this uses this thing called DT search, which has this syntax that a lot of people aren't even used to, and we had to get used to together. So I created a way for you to create a SQL search or a DT search or a mix of both by using this kind of fill in the blank. And so you could add a whole bunch of criterion, multiple criteria. Choose the field that you want to search. Date, for example, equal to, and then some value. Oh, right. This is a text field. It would give me a date. Actually, let's do the date entry one. So this field is based off of the data type of that column in the database. Going back and forth now. So this is essentially what I'm redoing with my filter in this other application that I'm working on called Waterman. And yeah, anyway, it's different than this because it's actually a filter and not a search. Anyway, so you put in all of this criteria. Let's say it was entered on the 20th, 2021. Commit that, get rid of these unused ones. Title contains some document we want to see every letter is capitalized. You can hit enter. And if you push search, and then you push that button there, then it gives you the syntax in DT search syntax. Anyway, point is I made a drag and drop component that can turn into actual search syntax. And it was really fun. Grouping things, knotting entire groups, oring things together in groups. So you can think of each of these groups as having parentheses around them when you output them. But that's the drag and drop component. The one that I am most happy about. Fun times. So that's the kind of thing I love to do, is this stuff that involves right logic to have it do this really cool thing, making it look pretty and appealing and having it so people want to use it. That's where I struggle. As you can see, I am struggling with trying to figure out where all of this extra space is coming from. And it's absolutely possible that it's still coming from this thing here. We need to find some buddying, I think you meant budding, but I know what you meant, UI UX streamers that want to work on some designs on stream. It's very selfish, but I am actually one of those budding UI designers that could use the practice. But at the same time, I do want to get back to the core content, which is Blazor development and not UI design. It would be nice to be able to get back to my streams where I am doing my day job while streaming. I miss those. Your width, wait, 38? Yeah, 38.4. And your width is wider than the section's width. Okay, let's collapse all of our sections. I think I found one difference. Okay, so our article is 100 VW, which is the entire width of the page. And it has overflow. If I did overflow hidden. Oh my gosh. The wrapping container needed to be no. The wrapping container is the actual page content. Main class content is the thing that has the... Nope. But it's definitely, we've narrowed it down to being inside of this index page. So what I'm trying to say is that one of these containers is set to overflow hidden. Then the thing that I want to actually scroll, so this Dukasoft content wrapper is the main content wrapper that has our main layout inside of. And inside of the layout is the header that is set to be 100 VW, no matter what, somewhere. It's not. Okay, well, I do want it to be 100 VW. And then the main content is the only part of the page that I want to be scrollable. And the reason that I'm doing it this way is because the header itself does not have a background. And so if I did the thing where header is sticky, and I'll actually show that to myself mostly, instead of the header being positioned at the top, if I did position sticky top 0, and I turned main into yeah, there it is. Overflow visible. And then this thingy was overflow auto. Then you'll see that the content is going to go, well, right now, half on top, half behind. But even if I z-indexed it correctly, you're going to be able to see the content, the main page content in front. So if I did z-index 2 for the header and z-index 1 for the content, then you're still going to be able to see it. And the reason that I don't want a background on the header is because the actual applications background, you can see here, extends all the way through the header. And that's the effect that I want, which is that the entire application background is just this seamless thing that goes throughout the entire content, including the header. And then there's just this gradient to make the header a little bit darker so that it's always visible. So that's why I wanted only main content to be scrollable. And I don't know if there is any way for me to keep this like position sticky for you as well. top is header height. Don't I have a header height of some sort? Yeah, top bar height. Oh my gosh. I keep clicking on it. Then when I scroll, oh, right. But overflow is visible. Overflow, I think the other one was called clip. What is the new overflow that I'm using? Enjoy, TBD. I hope it doesn't last as long as you think it's gonna last. Clip. It's definitely clip. Overflow clip. Yeah, I'm really wanting it to clip the content here so that the scroll bar is still the full height of the page instead of the way that I have it with Overflow Auto, where it's only on the main content. Because that always looks odd to me. But I really don't know how to make it so that the page content itself goes behind the header when the header has a transparent background. And what I expected position sticky to do was to stick the container main content, which I think it is doing. Stick the main container, this main content, so that when I scroll down, it can go no higher than this line, but it is. I'm gonna try minus 2 pixels real quick. No. All right, what if I did 0? Yeah, it's not actually doing position sticky. Otherwise, we would see the border, which we can enhance. I mean, accentuate. We would see the border stuck to the top of the screen, and we don't. Yeah, I thought it was the overflow clip. I'll do some Googling. I was gonna Google, like always. CSS. I don't even know how to Google for this. Let's see, header or nav, top nav, body, content. Yeah, I don't know how to search for this as a search term. So I'm gonna ask Gemini first so that he can help me. It can help me search. I have a page whose structure is the HTML page. Its body structure is body, header, main, assume that there is enough content in the main article to have scrolling. The header is set up so it has a transparent background. How do I scroll the main content only while still having the scroll bar take the full height page? Something like that. Maybe 8bits has a better way of saying this. Wonder if overflow clip margin with overflow clip set on an element would do the trick. Okay, so overflow clip margin, you're thinking that maybe I could have a vertical margin to make the scroll bar go up? No, wait, really? I didn't get the Siri bot ad notification. Not Siri bot. No, I wanted to. I wanted to snooze the last ad for 5 minutes so that it wouldn't do this. That's so weird. I really don't like this automatic ad thing. I'm just gonna turn it off. I thought it would help us so that we can have, since, well, I still don't know. No one has answered me. I don't know if ads play when I didn't, played before, when I didn't have the ad manager thing turned on. So I figured, since ads were playing anyway, we may as well schedule them to play at specific times. But the only way that you can do that is by using the ad manager, and it says it's going to happen at this time and this time, which is like every 30 minutes or something like that. And I'm like, but that makes it the end of my stream. Maybe the ad delay thing would be better. Okay, welcome back. So 8bits was saying, wonder if overflow clip margin would do the trick. And I was asking if you think that overflow clip margin means that it would give me control of how high the scroll bar goes. Because it looks like none of these are affecting that. I think it's something that I'm gonna have to look up, but unfortunately we are at the end of the stream. Yeah, and this is what I'm doing. Without using JavaScript. But yeah, don't worry yourself too much yet. I really do appreciate you looking at that. If you are just, in the mood to look it up, I would really appreciate whatever you find. You can definitely post it either on our Discord channel or message me directly in Discord. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yes. So I want it to act like this, except when I scroll down, the top of the main content stops here below the header, because again, I'm going to have a transparent background on the header at all times. As opposed to having the scroll bar, and let me get rid of this border, having the scroll bar cut off right here because I only want the header. Overflow anchor. Ooh, I need to write that down. You're giving me some really good information. So thank you very, very much. Overflow anchor. Okay, so I've written it down. I really appreciate that. But I do need to get back to work, since this is the middle of my workday. Oh, no. This is already plenty of direction. And I didn't even realize how many overflow dash things there are. So I think that's going to be very helpful, beneficial. I just need to figure out how to use it now. And there's also a popover HTML element. All right. So once again, thank you for the ideas. I am trying to end my stream, but I am capturing this so that I can try these things because they sound good. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely look at can I use. But it's not going to matter too much for this project because this project is our stream project and we can do whatever we want with it. We could use latest technology. We could use stuff that wouldn't work all over the world. But when I do, or I like to use the things that I learned from side projects like this in my production products, whatever you want to call them, my work products. So if that is a technique that works, I have a ton of apps that have a top bar that I want to have this behavior with too. So thank you so much, 8-Bits. Thank you for being here. Thank you everyone else who came to the stream today, lurking or active or partially active and went back to meetings. Sorry about all the meetings. That does not sound fun. I look forward to checking out your stream, 8-Bits. There is no pressure. I hope you don't feel any pressure that you're going to be judged or anything like that. I just enjoy hanging out with people that love to do software development, especially game developers. So, speaking of the wonderful, amazing person that I think we're going to raid today is InstaFluff. One of the people that I was talking about that is just an amazing person to hang out with, he does development, he chats, he's chill. He does have his stream marked as for mature audience, but he's really laid back. If you know InstaFluff, you know that he's just very humble and very calm and doesn't really use that much foul language, but he allows it on his stream. I do too. I just never feel like I need to mark my stream as mature. I guess maybe I need to. I don't know, but whatever. You know what I mean? So that's it for me for today, though. I will be back again on Friday, and on Friday we will be having Community Day. Which is a day where I invite any of you from the community to bring up topics, and that was an accident. And you can use a Discord voice channel to chat with me directly using voice and bring up whatever topics you want, and we can have that discussion. I do post my VODs to YouTube. Are you going to beat me to this one, Dukasoft? 3, 2. Well, time is running out. All right, so ciao for now. Enjoy. See you then.